Yakubboev vs Aswath in the Asian Individual Chess Championships 2025 Open Round 8 sees Catalan opening open defense modern sharp variation battle unfold. On d4. Knight f6. On c4. On e6. Knight f3. On d5. On g3. On takes c4. Bishop g2. Knight c6. Queen a4. This position is typical of Catalan opening open defense modern sharp variation. Bishop b4 check. Bishop d2. Knight d5. Queen c2. On b5. On a4. Bishop takes d2 check. Knight takes d2. Knight cb4. Threatening knight takes c2 check. Queen c1 played by Yakubboev. Threatening pawn takes b5. On c6 played by Aswath. On b3. On c3. Threatening pawn takes d2 check. Knight e4 played by Yakubboev. Threatening knight takes c3. On takes a4 played by Aswath. Rook takes a4. It is novelty move. On a5. Knight takes c3. Bishop a6. Knight e4. Yakubboev considers playing Queen c5. Queen e7. Knight d6 check. King f8. Knight e5 and dominate the board. King castled kingside played by Aswath. Queen d2. Knight b6. Threatening knight takes a4. Rook a3 played by Yakubboev. Knight d7. King castled kingside. Queen b6. Rook fa1. Threatening rook takes a5. Bishop b5 played by Aswath. Knight d6. On h6. Knight c4. Threatening knight takes b6. Bishop takes c4 played by Aswath. On takes c4. On c5. On d5. On takes d5. On takes d5. Rook fe8. Knight h4. On c4. On d6. Threatening bishop takes a8. Rook a6 played by Aswath. Knight f5. Yakubboev is preparing to play Queen c3. Rook e5. Bishop h3. Knight c6. Queen takes c4 and gain a significant edge. Queen c5 played by Aswath. Threatening queen takes f5. On g4 played by Yakubboev. Yakubboev is planning to play Rook h3. Rook e6. Rook c1. Rook a7. Queen d4 and increase their advantage significantly. Knight f6 played by Aswath. On h3. Rook d8. Queen b2. King h7. Rook c1. Knight bd5. Bishop takes d5. Queen takes d5. Rook a4. Threatening rook takes c4. Knight e8 played by Aswath. Rook takes c4. Pause the video and find the best move for Aswath. On a4 is the right idea because Rook c8. Rook a8. On e4. Queen b3. Queen takes b3. Pawn takes b3. Still Aswath is losing, shifting to the main variation. Rook takes c4. Pawn g6. Slightly worse move played by Aswath. Threatening pawn takes f5. Rook c5 played by Yakubboev. Threatening rook takes d5. Queen e6 played by Aswath. Threatening pawn takes f5. Queen b7 played by Yakubboev. Yakubboev might go for Queen takes a6. Pawn takes f5. Rook takes f5. Knight takes d6. Rook f3. Pawn a4. Rook c6. Queen a2. Queen d3 check. King g8, and put immense pressure on the opponent. Rook a8 played by Aswath. Threatening pawn takes f5. Knight d4 played by Yakubboev. Threatening knight takes e6. Queen f6 played by Aswath. Threatening queen takes d4. Pawn d7 played by Yakubboev. Threatening pawn promotes to knight at dx e8. Knight d6 played by Aswath. Threatening knight takes b7. Queen d5 played by Yakubboev. Pawn a4. Pawn e4. Yakubboev's idea is to play pawn e5. Queen f4. Pawn takes d6. Rook a6. Knight e2, and secure a stronghold in the game. Queen f4 played by Aswath. Knight e2. Threatening knight takes f4. Queen takes e4 played by Aswath. Queen takes d6. Queen takes e2. Rook c8. Yakubboev wants to play Queen f6. Queen b2. Queen takes b2. Rook takes c8. Pawn promotes to queen at dx c8. Rook takes c8. Rook takes c8. Pawn g5, and establish a winning position. Rook takes c8 played by Aswath. Rook takes c8. Queen e1 check. King g2. Queen e4 check. King g3. Threatening rook takes d8. Rook takes d7 played by Aswath. Queen takes d7. Queen e5 check. King f3. Queen f6 check. King g2. Yakubboev is preparing to play Rook c7. King g7. Queen takes a4, and increase their advantage significantly. Pawn a3 played by Aswath. Queen e8. Aswath saw no escape and decided to resign.